Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I drop it, connected to block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry It's True podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your boy ARP, and we are back here with the Sorry It's True podcast. Shout out to everybody coming into the chat. Y'all see the title, y'all see the thumbnail. Even though I don't have the update of Thalia Graves, one of the accusers going at Diddy. And we spoke about her the other day in relation to the story of the security guard, Diddy's ex-security guard, Big Joe, right? We spoke about her the other day. She came back up in news headlines yesterday. I'm going to get to that. I didn't put that in the title. First, I just want to focus on this Piers Morgan apology, the Piers Morgan interview with Jaguar Wright. It was huge discussion. It was huge news. It was huge talk. Where do y'all stand at this point when it comes to Jaguar Wright? How do you feel about her? Are you in the middle with Jaguar Wright? Like, okay, you know, kind of like a pastor. I'm going to listen to some stuff and I'm going to ignore other stuff. And I'm just going to take what applies, what I think logically applies. Or you just like, look, man, she's a nutcase. She's a conspiracy theorist. She's been through a lot. She's scorned. She has motive. She's doing interviews for pay. She used to work with some of these people that may have cast her, whatever, all the stuff that's coming out about her and her past, right? Arrested for some wild this or allegations of that on her name. All this stuff, a lot of stuff is coming out on her, true or false. Do you stand over there like, man, she's a nutcase? Or are you just one of those people that's just like, nope, she's been on it. Everything she said has come to light. Everything she said is actually going down. She knows everybody's business. She's an insider. She's got all the truth, and we should have been listening to her 10 years ago. Where do you stand when it comes to Jaguar Wright? If you listen to any of my previous streams, you know I don't fuck with Jaguar Wright, okay? I think a broken clock is right twice a day. I think she throws spaghetti on the wall, and some of it is going to stick. I think we all can call BS illegal activities or bad moves on the industry and certain people that got to certain levels. You don't get in certain rooms and get to certain levels and work in certain buildings and move into certain rooms without having some dirt on your name. We spoke on that in the past, right? These billionaires all got all types of shit going on, right? How many times I gotta say? Jay Z ain't no damn angel, okay? But you listen to Jaguar Wright, and she's doing these interviews, and she's dramatic, she's dramatized, she's scripted. She like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, Jay Z, Robert Kelly, all have one person in common: Sean P. Diddy Combs, and together, that is the fist of tyranny. Get the fuck out of here with her Thanos bars. Now serious. But, you know, if you're willing to get on these platforms and bring controversy comes with clicks. Controversy comes with news headlines. Controversy comes with viral nature. Be clear. Sorry, it's true. I don't care if you're Club Shay Shay. I don't care if you're Piers Morgan. I don't care if you're Vlad TV. You know, you want the viral nature. You want the viral interviews. When Cat Williams said the wild stuff that he was saying on Shay Shay, it took that interview viral. If Piers Morgan grabs Jaguar Wright, knowing that she's going to get up there and go crazy on Diddy, because Diddy is all through the headlines, go crazy on Jay Z, go crazy on Beyonce, and all these big people that already gone all these headlines and viral nature on their own, and then you're going to come up here and say all this wild stuff about them. Yeah, come on up. Let's go viral. Let's have the biggest interview out on the scene right now. If you're Vlad and you can get some of these big interviews, you're gonna do it. This is Breakfast Club, Power 105.1, everybody. This is part of the machine. This is part of it. You don't want to interview some boring, low-level person that's unknown that got nothing to say. How are you gonna make headlines? How are you gonna trend? How are you gonna make money? How are you gonna be the next big interview? That's just part of it. Okay, so Piers Morgan, you know, grabbing Jaguar Wright, it doesn't surprise me at all. He had a good lineup there, a lawyer, Vlad, and then Miss Conspiracy Theory herself. And we all stopped for the moment and we all said, wow, look at this platform. Look at the things that's being set up there. And then we go back and we started asking those questions like, how come Jaguar Wright hasn't been sued all of these years? I gave a opinion on that, a couple weeks ago, man. I said the Jay Z's of the world, the Beyonces of the world, the Rihannas of the world, all these big power players, some of these billionaires, Diddy before he came under fire with all this type of stuff. You don't let those little things bother you. You don't give that stuff attention. You don't just go send your dream team at stuff like that. If it's not bothering you, if it's not touching you, if it's not changing anything, you can text Jay Z and say, "Yo, I just want to let you know, heads up. Piers Morgan went on Vlad TV, or not even Vlad TV. Let me use a smaller platform, the Sorry Is True podcast, and she said that you're a demon. She said that you're into children and minors allegedly and all this type of stuff. Just want to give you a heads up." He's like, all right, my bad, yo. I'm just walking out of this NFL $1 billion deal meeting. And does anybody care? Is this, just another person with my name in their mouth? All right, all right, cool. I don't care. It doesn't affect anything. Jaguar Wright doing what she's been doing for years affects nothing when it comes to those people. They operate on a way, way higher level. Piers Morgan is a different story. You're not going to go on Piers Morgan. You're not going to go on Oprah. You're not going to go on maybe even like Joe Rogan, to be honest. There's just certain moments and certain platforms. And when I say certain moments, of course, I got all this shit going on with Diddy, and everybody knows I'm his homie. So the timing of it and then the platform comes together and changes the game. So anybody that says, it's weird, he must be guilty because you ignored it all this time. Be a little bit logical. Just because she was ignored all this time doesn't mean that people cared because of she was so impactful and so true. This is an impactful moment with the Diddy allegations, and that platform is huge. Piers Morgan. That's why everybody stopped and said, even she's talking about like, yo, yeah, I was on Piers Morgan. You know what I'm saying? Like, she made it. Her friends are calling her in a new interview on speakerphone and say, yo, I saw you pop up on Piers Morgan, I'm like, wow, you up there with the big dogs. It's levels. And that one happens to be something major. Now, I did see a comment that came my way yesterday. I don't know this to be a fact. I don't know this to be true. Somebody said Jaguar Wright is homeless. It's not easy to sue somebody that's homeless. I gave you an example of yesterday. I spoke to a lawyer about a situation I had in battle rap. Somebody ran off with a small deposit. It was like $800 or something like that. And I spoke to a lawyer, and the lawyer was like, oh, does this person have a job? I was like, nah. Does this person have an address that you have? I was like, I can possibly get something, but I'm not sure. Is this person a homeowner? I'm just like, hell no. It's like, yo, this case is not worth it to me, and it's not worth it to you. And I said, thank you for the free advice. And I left it alone. I walked away. You know what I'm saying? And that could be the case with Jaguar Wright. We see a million times a minute. I don't care if you got fame. I don't care if you got notoriety. I don't care if you're popping up on the biggest platforms of all time. Even Rick James at the end of his career was running around, and rest in peace, running around trying to get paid for interviews, talking about, let me hold something. Frank Lucas, let me hold something. Matter of fact, he was asking people dead in the middle of interviews, man, hey, man, you let me get a little something extra or whatever. Jaguar Wright to me is obviously doing paid interviews, probably not Piers Morgan, but all these other interviews, they're being paid. And she admitted in her recent interview that dropped yesterday. She said, don't pay me for my message, pay me for my time. Sounds cute, but this is possibly what you're doing for it's what's his name? Charleston White. Same thing. Interviews are part of his livelihood. It's clear as day. He's being paid at his interviews, he treats as bookings, like for shows. He's got a road manager, he's got somebody that's helping him with his schedule. You interview him, he'll do a little bit of homework on you. It could be a brand new platform that he's never heard on before. He popped up on an interview a couple days ago, and they're thanking him for popping out. And he's like, yeah, my spirit drove me here. I took a look at you guys or whatever. He's bookable. And so is Jaguar Wright. If I wasn't talking like this, I could probably buy an interview with Jaguar Wright too. Okay. Gene Deal, they're all bookable. That doesn't mean that some of these people are fraud. Charleston White is willing to say anything. Jaguar Wright to me is obviously willing to say anything. Did you see my stream from last night? If you haven't, check it out. I watched a new interview that dropped. I felt like, yeah, you just bought yourself a situation, because in her new interview after Piers Morgan, she snapped on 50 Cent. She called him the F word, and I ain't talking about fuck. And then she said, there's proof of him with two other men. And then she started getting in a zone and snapping on camera and said, and I ain't gonna say allegedly. Those bold accusations to put on somebody like 50 Cent, who will call his lawyers a mile a minute, right? So you may have gotten what you bargained for with Jay Z and Beyonce the moment you went on Piers Morgan. They sent that dream team. They sent them lawyers cease and desist. Matter of fact, let's play it. For anybody that didn't see it, let's play it. Let's play it for y'all.
Wright unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said in the moment, they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have. Their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore complied with the legal request to cut them from the original interview. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored. But like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theatre, there are legal limits on us too. And we apologize to Jay Z and Beyonce. Wright unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay Z and Beyonce.
Now, one thing that I notice here is I like what he said. It's little catchwords. We're not particularly big on editing interviews on a platform that's called Unfiltered, right? Now, it's one thing to get a cease and desist from Jay Z and Beyonce and comply. First of all, it's not worth it. The interview, if you're looking for the viral and the success that comes along with the moment that you guys just created in media, even Jaguar Wright in her recent interviews was saying like, yeah, that was a brilliant telecast and TV moment, because you had Vlad come on right after me and then he denounced me. It's beautiful TV, right? So you already got what you needed to get out of that. I'm not saying that you want to take your content down, right? But it still works for Piers Morgan and what they're trying to do up there. It's still a business. It's still a job. It's still a platform. It's still content that they're doing. And Jay Z and Beyonce comes along. They send their legal representation to follow up about this. And you say, okay, cool. I'm either going to take it down or I'm going to edit out those allegations that have no claim. I mean, no foundation and no proof towards them. That's the legal representation's position. Hey, the stuff that's up there being said on your platform, there's no truth to it. There's no proof to it. It's inflammatory. It's defamation. My clients have an issue with that. We're talking about Jay Z and Beyonce collectively. I think they're worth like over $3 billion collectively, right? Hey, take that down for me, please. Appreciate it. Forcefully speaking. And they either take it down or they edit it. I got to go back to Piers Morgan's channel and see if it's still there edited, or if it's just taken down, or if it's re-uploaded as a brand new version, whatever the case may be. You could tell based on watching it what type of edit it might be. But the fact that he apologized, if I felt like I was in my rights saying what I want to say, or setting up my interview, or bringing on a certain guest, and you know what? I'm taking it down because these two people are so powerful. Or I'm taking it down because I actually agree with them. Maybe this girl was a little bit too out of line, and me trying to cover it during the interview slightly by saying things like they're not here to defend themselves. That's not enough to cover what this girl is up here saying. So yes, I'm liable as well because it's my platform. I just agree. I'm going to take it down. Whatever the politics, whatever the reasons you took it down, you take it down. Now, you have no problem with the lawyers. You have no legal issues. You're not going to be dragged into court. You're not going to have any problems with Jay Z and Beyonce. You complied. But you issuing an apology, I add an extra factor to that. By you getting to the end, it's almost like sending a message, not just to Jay Z and Diddy, but I must maintain my credibility up here. I must maintain, my likeness up here of how people rock with me. And yeah, I did just bring up this alleged nutcase, and she went off. She did exactly what we expected to do, but people took issue with it. I apologize. You know what I'm saying? That apology means something to me, B. It really, really means something to me. Piers Morgan is not a small guy by himself by any means. I'm pretty sure him and his network and the powers that be behind him, he's got the ability to send some lawyers right back and say, no, 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 this interview is so valuable to us. We believe that this is well within our rights. We're going to protect our content. We're going to protect our platform. We're even going to protect Jaguar Wright. They could have did that. They said, nope, take it down. They complied. Now, when I watched her interview last night, when she snapped on 50 Cent, when she continued towards Jay Z and Beyonce, she even had a segment where she was going at Oprah. She's playing in that field. You punch up, right? You want to go viral? You want to stay booked from interviews? You punch up. I don't know what else Jaguar Wright got going on in her life. And like I said, somebody sent me a comment the other day saying that she's homeless or doesn't have a known residence, or she just takes up residence with other people. That could be true. I want to finish that point. I just seen too much in my lifetime. I've been around realities and smoke and mirrors and bullshit so much in my life. The person that you think is rich is possibly broke. The person that you think is living good is living disgusting. The person that got the nice luxury car is parking it in the projects. The diamonds, the chains, the jewelry, none of that shit proves nothing to me. I go on assets. I go on stability. I go on security. I go on longevity. I go on resume. I go on consistency. I go on stuff like that. If I really, really want to paint a picture on if somebody's really, really doing it like that. Okay. And if you told me right now, Jaguar Wright is a homeless woman that's, getting booked doing interviews and she's looking just to get paid for her time, like she said in yesterday's interview. Sit down, right? I don't want you to pay me for my message. I want you to pay me for my time. Like, if that's who she is, if she's a Charleston White to a degree, but she was in the industry for a little bit and then she walked away being scorned, and now she's got all these stories that she wants to run with because she's very, very invested in being a conspiracy theorist. And she possibly is the type of person that actually believes the things that she's saying, which would make her a little bit nutty. If that's her, I wouldn't be shocked. Is she leaving these smaller interviews for maybe a couple $100 or a couple $1,000 and then pulling back up to her mansion at home? No, she's not. I would love to see it. She's not. We got to put this stuff together. These be all motives. If she was doing that well for herself, you can't convince me that she would have all this time to be on fucking Jay Z, Beyonce, and Oprah and all these people dick all day long. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to continue to call it out. You yourself get on Piers Morgan and say you're doing it for the victims. And then in the same interview, you say you have your own tapes as well. You want to pull a Diddy. Okay, then drop them. We're calling your bluff. Drop the videos that you say that you have. Okay. Will I continue to follow Piers Morgan because she's going to entertain the hell out of me, and I'm going to watch the narratives and the storylines come out of the people that she attacks or puts allegations on? Yep, we're going to be here for it. But I'm going to call cap when I see cap. And I see a lot of cap and a lot of bullshit in her. And that's just my position. But don't get in my comments. But ARP, but she was right about this. A lot of people were possibly right about that. A lot of people saw pictures of this person and that young girl, or questioned this relationship 20 years ago, or said that, these celebrities be in these wild parties where drugs be going around the room, or like a lot of people like the fuck. And we know that this shit happens anyway. Yes. But no different than the shit that Diddy's going through. And this is going to give me my perfect transition. We on this channel are going to say, yeah, there's some shit right there. We see the smoke and we also see the fire. And we also going to call cap when there's cap. So that's going to move me into the thumbnail. Y'all see Diddy. Y'all see Thalia Graves. We talked about her the other day because she's one of the accusers going at Diddy for the R word. And she contacted Big Joe, the ex-bodyguard of Diddy, and pretty much tried to extort or bribe him. Like, look, man, if you give me a statement in his DMs, if you give me a statement about Diddy, because I have people that confirmed or also made statements that you were in the room recording when this situation was happening to me. If you give me a statement, we're going to leave you alone, And then she started the DMs asking him like, hey, are you Big Joe? Or she's like, it just didn't look good. We broke down that situation, why that looks very, very bad on her in a different stream. I don't want to rehash all those details right now. She should have sent the lawyer to do that stuff. And if we want to get another look at her before I get into these new claims on her and why she's right back in the headlines again yesterday and today, let's take a look just to remind ourselves of her and her attorney and the press conference that they did when she came out initially with her allegations.
Thalia Graves becomes emotional while sharing her story with her attorney, Gloria Allred, beside her.
The trauma of the assault has taken a toll on my mental health. I've had PTSD, depression, and anxiety. I'm emotionally scarred.
Let me pause for 1 second. Man, y'all know me. I do my best to be careful and to be sensitive because some of these situations could have happened to some of these people. And I don't want to play around if you've possibly been R-worded. But when the BS starts to come out and when I see things scripted or when I feel that you acting or when I feel that you going around people's backs and you focused on the bag, it just defeats the purpose of you saying how emotionally hurt you are. And then we see things behind the scenes that you're doing that is so focused on money. And when I say scripted, it's even little details in these press conferences that just me personally, I hope I'm not a bad man for this, but I don't like it. I don't like the fact that you're reading off of a paper. If this is that emotional and you're this prepped for this press conference and all these microphones and CNN is there and all that type of stuff to bring these Diddy allegations about, and this is something that happened while you were in your 20s, and if it still to this day hurts you the way that you're expressing right here, I can understand. There's people that have been through real shit and real trauma. I don't know. Maybe I'm different. I wouldn't need to read it though. If I happened to get emotional while I was conducting my press conference, then somebody passed me a tissue. But I wouldn't need to read it. Here I am, this woman that went through this traumatizing situation. I wouldn't need to read it while my lawyer's sitting over my shoulder as if it was given to me, like the president that walks to the podium and delivers the perfect sentence for sentence speech because it's prepped. I just got to think about that. It just retracts some of the genuine nature when things are scripted. Just a small feeling and opinion, y'all.
It has been hard for me to trust others, to form healthy relationships.
Combs is currently in custody in New York City after being arrested and indicted on sex trafficking, kidnapping, and racketeering charges.
Now, the reason why I wanted to bring that back up and just remind everybody which accuser this is because if this person continues to have situations that she's involved in behind the scenes, I guess I'll say allegedly, that make her look horrible, we want to make sure that we continue to go back to how we met this person and how it started. Because a lot of us said, damn, that's messed up. And because we believe that Diddy just did too much at this point, like you just can't defend Diddy at this point. Like you did some of this stuff. We've seen the Cassie video. You're guilty of a bunch of stuff. And we think that you're done. We think that you're cooked, Diddy. Right? So when you come out, we want to, especially early accusers, we want to be like all ears and be like, damn. And this is how we met you. Crying and saying that you can't move on to meaningful relationships anymore. Your mental health has been damaged forever. You're traumatized, etc. This is how we met you. The Big Joe situation to me put some dirt on her. And now we got this less than a week later, a new report of what she's possibly on, allegedly on. Okay, let's get to it. We got this new article that came out about her now, and TMZ has it up as well. Same person, Thalia Graves. Diddy's latest accuser, who's suing him for allegedly R-ing her and recording it, tried to get her now ex-boyfriend to corroborate her claim by paying him 7 figures, according to the ex, TMZ has learned. Okay. Thalia Graves is suing Diddy and his head of security, Joseph Sherman. This is what we spoke about the other day, for allegedly R-ing her back in 2001. So this is 23 years ago. And in the suit, she says she was dating one of Diddy's employees who was shown a video of the alleged incident. I never caught that detail prior. So we're saying 23 years ago, you were R-worded by Diddy and his head of security, which is Big Joe, you're saying was in the room allegedly recording. But then the suit says she was dating one of Diddy's employees who was shown a video of an alleged incident. So you were dating one of Diddy's employees that came to you and said, hey, babe, I just want to let you know somebody showed me a tape of you and Diddy from back in 2001. If this happened to you allegedly from Diddy, I'm going on this as we speak right now. I didn't even know this piece right here. I missed that piece, y'all. If you are suing Diddy and allegedly Big Joe for being in a room recording, R-ing you, at what point later on do you start being involved with one of Diddy's employees? Chat, I need help. I didn't even realize that piece when this came across my desk prior. Am I tripping? Let me read this again. What? We got to make it make sense. Thalia Graves is suing Diddy and his head of security, Joseph Sherman, for allegedly R-ing her back in 2001, 23 years ago. And in the suit, she says she was dating one of Diddy's employees who was shown a video of the alleged incident. Huh? Looks like the chat is with me. Head scratcher, to say the least. What? You know what? I didn't start reading it for that. We'll come back to it. Let's finish the article at least. What? However, TMZ has seen a November 2023 text exchange between Thalia. So this is last year. Or November. No, this is when a lot of stuff started popping up, or like around the Cassie. Was it October or November for Cassie's suit? Right? At the end of 2023 was Cassie's suit. March was the raid. And then last month was the indictment, right? Okay. Timing matters a little bit. No? Okay. However, TMZ has seen a November 2023 text exchange between Thalia and the man who her boyfriend, and in it, she reveals she's planning to sue Diddy because he's the one that has the money. Not because he's the one that R'd me. That's disgusting to me, people. That's why I be having these fucking problems. My text message to my then BF should say, I'm suing Diddy. Why are you suing Diddy, babe? Let me know. Because he R'd me back in 2001. And you want to know what? I'm Cassie inspired. I always looked at him like somebody that was untouchable. I seen that other women are suing him. I'm going to sue him. He deserves his day in court behind what he did to me. Versus the text message saying, why are you suing Diddy? Because he's the one that has the money. Send. What? Money is always supposed to be the... Is there anything else? Because I got a rant to get into. It also appears she offers to give the boyfriend $3 million if he agrees to back her version of the alleged events. After asking him to attest he's seen the alleged video of the incident. The actual text reads, what do you need $3 million? We've actually spoken to Thalia's ex, this is TMZ, who confirmed the validity of the text messages and told us he interpreted as an attempted bribe. He's saying that she tried to bribe him, in his opinion. After receiving the text, he says he blocked Thalia's phone number and also blocked her on social media. Let me go back to money and trauma and money and compensation. Okay. Let me get this shit off my screen. Shout out to TMZ, man. They be working. Let me use an example that hopefully gets people's attention. Okay. Mothers and fathers in the chat. Wrongful death. Accidental wrongful death. God, I don't even, you know what? I don't want to use y'all kids. I don't gotta say mothers and fathers. Oh man, because it makes my skin crawl. I'll just make it hypothetical. I don't want to use the chat. Okay. It makes my fucking skin crawl. If a child somewhere in the world is hit by a car, right? Hit by a fire truck. Okay, the fire truck is racing through the streets, is headed towards a burning building to do their job. And in the midst of that, there's a little child running across the street. You know, the fire trucks, they be running lights, they be speeding at times. And unfortunate situation, kid gets hit, child loses his life. Okay. Now, this is the way I assume the average human being is. Now, I know everybody's not average, so that's what we got to look out for, the Thalias of the world. But this is what I assume the average human being is on. The family of that child, the priority, the feelings, the emotion, the hit is all about the loss of life of that child. In the midst of that, the city might come forward and say, here you go. And that's meant to soothe, that's meant to help. Maybe you can take that money and buy yourself some other thoughts to cloud your mind. Maybe a new house, maybe a new car, maybe memorialize the lost one, maybe create some type of foundation that puts eyes on how fire trucks have to move through the streets, you know, and people do stuff like that. And that's when I'll be like, I respect it, you know, because the real pain is about the loss, is about the situation at hand. If you reverse it, you show me and you show the world your priorities. If you reverse it and say, why are you suing Diddy? Because he has the money, instead of at that point saying, because he R'd me, I put you in the scope. That's just me. If you lose that child, God forbid, because of that fire truck, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid. I'm trying to make up a hypothetical. God forbid, God forbid, God forbid. I'm very, very sensitive to the loss of children, y'all. God forbid. God forbid that happens in the world. Family should not be, the first thing shouldn't be coming out and saying, pay me. As if there's a price tag on your child. Your child is supposed to be priceless. The same way your body is supposed to be priceless. Now, prostitutes will disagree. Sex workers will disagree. But your body is your temple. If a woman gets R-worded, you're not really supposed to put a price on that. You will be compensated in a civil lawsuit. But technically, you're not supposed to be walking around and saying, okay, if you shoot me in the leg as an innocent bystander who just happened to be at the club, my leg, that's 4 million. If you arm me, that's 3 million. If you do this, if you got these numbers in your mind, you know what I'm saying? If that's what comes first, you're just a different type of human being to me. You're just a different type of human being to me. it shows that money is the motive. It shows that money is the priority. And this is what I mean when I say that of these 120 accusers or all the other accusers as well, because Thalia Graves isn't involved in, that Houston lawyer, Tony Busby situation. She's separate. She's got her own lawyer, like we saw in the video. It's people like this and situations like this that taint the waters and mar all the people that really, really deserve to be heard because something done happened to them. This is why Slim Thugs of the world and people came out and called cap on Cassie initially until the video dropped, because we see the bullshit so much. We see the bullshit. This is why men be getting benefit of the doubt when you celebrities and we just hear another news report of a domestic dispute or some type of claim, because the water's been tainted over the years so much from these money grabbers, especially men. Men, our first thought is like, I need proof. You know what I'm saying? Because all it takes is for a woman to walk into a police station and say like, yo, he did something to me. There was a situation like that in battle rap, right? Everybody sided with the battle rapper. Details is coming out, didn't add up, didn't look right. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I mean, like allegedly, like things taint the water so much. This is the whole boy who cried wolf story that we're taught as children. This is what it's meant to do. It's meant to try to teach people that there's certain things you don't play with. And if you play with them, it's not easy to convince everybody when some real shit actually is going down. Diddy is a rap to me. Whether he makes bond or not, I think that they just filed for another bond and all that. We'll get to that later. Diddy's a rap. Whether he's going to also be the fall guy, they already got shit on him, the Cassie stuff and the arson, and maybe there's a minor or two that they got confirmed. Whatever. Allegedly, Diddy is a rap. Diddy is a rap. But all the money grabbing, we're not just gonna say. I'm not that type of person to be like, yo, Diddy definitely is guilty of this. So also let him fall for that over there that has nothing to do with him. I'm just not that type of person. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. 2001, 23 years ago. I'm not trying to say that you can't be upset for something for 23 years. You absolutely can. She's saying it damaged her ability to move on and have relationships 23 years later. I guess some people respond like that. I don't know how many people would say that I can't have a successful relationship after 23 years, or everybody's different. That's as sensitive as I could be with that. Everybody's different. But that article says that you were then dating one of Diddy's employees and they told you about an alleged tape. So you was hanging around a team, huh? Man, let me get up out of here before I say too much. I don't want y'all gonna get me in trouble, man. Y'all have a good morning.